Yum, yum. Let's give it about 90 more seconds. One more minute. One more minute. I have no songs for today. Maybe Lou Rawls, but no. Sam Cooke, perhaps. Sam Cooke, perhaps. And I was reminded recently that I could, in fact, do the Dougie or the Cabbage Patch. So we all have something to look forward to. All right. Welcome to day one. Let's get it in. A few things. I want to give just a special shout out real quick to everybody that's sent me messages via email and text, or even just making a point to reach out to just share any kind of gratitude, feedback regarding the previous sessions. Some folks have let me know that, hey, they made a point over a weekend or when they get more time during the day to circle back and check out the entire live sessions that we've done that are archived on the channel Diary of a Mad Black Yogi on YouTube. So to the extent that those folks have reached out and let me know how it's impacted them, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the gratitude. Yeah, I appreciate the gratitude. You know, with all the change that happens in life, and we say the only constant there is change. With all those changes, one of the things that can really help to ground us is allowing for a greater sense of gratitude. So if you haven't done so already, I would encourage you to make a routine, even a discipline of allowing yourself to just be grateful. It doesn't have to be mysterious. It doesn't have to be laborious. It can be as simple as when you wake up, just repeating that word, thank you, just a few times. You know, you're opening your eyes for the new day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Or just finding things throughout the day, reasons to give thanks. You know, sometimes when I would advise or consult organizations, and I still find myself doing this, particularly in coaching sessions as well, is whenever you would find yourself either experiencing a big emotion or a strong emotion, or knowing that you're approaching the feeling of a big emotion or a strong emotion, to allow yourself to, first thing, say thank you. It doesn't have to be out loud, but even if it's just within yourself, silently, thank you. For some people, I get this seems really snarky. It might not seem or feel like them immediately. I get that. That's almost the point, really, because with consistency, with frequency, what happens is that our our willingness to submit to that process, our willingness to surrender to that habit of being grateful, finding reasons for gratitude begins to sink deeper and deeper into our subconscious. And over time, what happens is we notice at different points that our subconscious mind begins to line up with our conscious mind. And it almost becomes something of a game for the subconscious mind, where it's no longer an issue of snark or sarcasm, that we're offering up gratitude at times that we would normally feel big emotions, strong emotions, otherwise be emotionally triggered, but rather the subconscious is enjoying the process and is actually looking for reasons to be grateful, people for whom to be grateful. And that has a net effect of really shifting our perception. It has a net effect of shifting our perspective, so that we no longer find ourselves looking for consciously or subconsciously points of reference that are moments of crisis or extreme overwhelm, to the degree that we find ourselves going through more and more and more change day in and day out. One strategy I've observed some folks with the best of intentions attempt to hold on to or to implement is, some version of, well, when's the last time that there seemed like a great sense of overwhelm or upheaval, where I didn't feel as stable, I felt very unmoored. Let me go back to that. And neuroscience has a lot to say about this, that for many of us it's very difficult, nay impossible, to ever really be truly objective in a given moment, let alone consistently. But the way that our brains are wired is that subconsciously we are always looking for a point of reference. In every moment, we are looking to find one thing that reminds us of something else. And in all honesty, one of the worst things, I'm getting to a point here, I promise, because this is going to lead up to what we're doing today. One way that we can find ourselves doing this is just allow yourself a moment to think about or consider, when's the last time that you ever found yourself not just in an experience, but more specifically meeting an individual or a group, and you've either said this, you've verbalized it, or you've thought this. You remind me of dot, 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 right? That's everything that I just shared with you right there, that experience. And with the best of intentions, I hope, right, we still wind up allowing ourselves to be pulled back, drawn back to a previous experience, not allowing ourselves to live in the present, in the here and now. And more importantly, to what I'm saying right now, is to then be grateful for the here and the now. And so, just allowing that process of gratitude in every moment, in every situation. If we apply that organizationally, what does that mean? That means, instead of looking at crisis as a point of reference, just ask the question or allow for the examination of, when was the last time that we did something successful, personally, within a group, not just organizationally? When was the last time I felt strong? When was the last time I felt powerful, accomplished? What was it that I did to get to that point? Let that be your point of reference. Because in times of change, in times of upheaval, it would do us well to remember that success leaves clues. And so allow past moments of gratitude, past moments, not just of achievement, but of fulfillment, to be our guide going forward. If I can try to articulate that another way, very briefly, allow yourself to remember that stress, or in other words, feeling overwhelmed. A lot of people like to use that T word of trauma. I like to use the word overwhelm. I feel like it's a little bit more equitable. All of us experience different forms of being overwhelmed at different times for different reasons. When we feel overwhelmed, um, that really works on weakening our immune system. And whether that is physically, physiologically, psychologically, emotionally, we want to allow ourselves as much opportunity as possible to build up resilience. And that's just another way of saying, yes, there seems to be a form of resistance right now. Again, within interpersonal relationships, within organizations, groups, etc., there might seem to be a sense of resilience, but I am grateful for this moment. Why? Because it's teaching me something, or it's reminding me something about myself. I'm going to end it with this, and we're going to get into our techniques for today. Allow yourself to consider there is no possible way for us to form a question we don't already have an answer to. I'll say that again. There's no possible way for us to form a question that we do not already have an answer to. The reason why I say that is, there has been a phrase that's floated around now for at least in popular culture about the last 10 years, which talks about known knowns, known unknowns, and unknown unknowns. And if there are unknown unknowns, that's just another way of saying we don't even have questions. We don't even know how to form the question, let alone to realize that there is a question to be answered. So if you find yourself in a position where I don't know, what am I going to do next? How do we get through this? Consider you know the answer. It's just a matter of allowing ourselves to be still. Yes, we might feel overwhelmed, but we can get beyond that. And so that's what these sessions are about. It's allowing ourselves a chance to reset, to regroup, to be still so that we can be our best selves. Let's get into it. Three things that we always come into with our sessions today. At least one movement, one mindfulness-based technique, one fuller meditation. We're going to be doing that now. We're starting off today with shoulder shrugs. And so wherever you are, as the body allows, I'm going to invite us now, if you're seated, to allow the back and the neck to be just a little bit straighter. Feet are flat on the ground. We're just relaxing the hands and the arms right now. We're not doing anything fancy with the hands. We're not doing anything fancy with arms or the fingers. And very simply now, as we allow ourselves a long inhale through the nose, slowly we're bringing those shoulders up as though we're trying to touch the earlobes. And as we exhale through the nose, just relax those shoulders down. Let's try that at least 3 more times now. Long inhale through the nose, shoulders come up. Exhale down. Last time now. Long inhale, shoulders come up. Exhale, shoulders come down. Let's do that 3 more times now while I'm silent. Move at your own pace. Two more times. Last time now. Exhale, relax the shoulders, settle into your breathing. While you're settling into your breathing now, if you find it comfortable to just allow a shoulder roll or a flicking out of the fingers and the hands, that's totally fine. Again, allow yourself to just settle in. Now, what might be another way to allow ourselves to experience this quality of a movement? There's such a thing as an alternating shoulder shrug, where a person might inhale, bringing that left shoulder up, completely relaxing the right shoulder as the body allows. And then on the exhale, lowering the left while raising the right. And it almost looks like an old school dance for those that grew up in the 80s. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Now, the thing with this movement, I'm just going to keep doing it while I talk you through it. You're welcome to participate. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Now, the thing with this is that the body might have an inclination to begin to shift from one side to another. And awareness or your sense of focus on the back and the neck or the spine and the head, as though something or someone is pulling you up from a string, either from the sternum or from the very top of your head. So keeping the back and the neck as straight as possible. Let's do 2 more rounds here. We're inhaling. Left shoulder comes up, right shoulder comes down. Exhaling, right shoulder comes up, left shoulder comes down. Inhale, bring both shoulders up, 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 up. Exhale now, relax the shoulders. Again, settle into your breathing. If you're needing to roll out the shoulders, shake out the arms, or flick the wrists, that's fine. Settle into your breathing now, in and out through the nose. You're welcome to use that technique along with the locomotion technique that we did in our previous session. And that's more of a shoulder roll, whereas the shoulders come up. You might inhale back and down, exhaling forward and up, inhaling back and down, and then reversing it. And if you're wanting to see that just a little bit more detail along with some alternatives, go ahead and check the links out below in the description box. We're consistently allowing for links to the previous 3 sessions, so you can catch up to the qualities of movements that we're allowing, as well as the meditations and the mindfulness techniques. For ease of use, we're even chopping some of these sessions up, so that way you can see some of the individual sessions for yourself. All right, let's get on to a mindfulness technique for today. Today, we're going to call the next technique relaxed heart, still mind. And here's how we're doing that for today. As best the body allows, the invitation is to place the palm of the right hand over the sternum. Place the right hand over the sternum. And as best the body allows, let's go ahead and place the left hand on the abdomen, just at or just below the belly button. And the back and the neck are straight, straight as the body allows. And the invitation right now is to simply breathe. Simply breathe now, in and out through the nose. I'm just going to talk you through the process as we go here. Just allowing yourself now to breathe in and out through the nose. Now, as best you can, I'm going to invite you to play a little game with me as we do this. And it's going to go something like this. With your eyes open or closed, that's completely your choice right now. Stay with the breath and stay with the body. Don't zone out anywhere. Stay with the breath. And as you're breathing right now, notice, if you can, that the only thing that's moving besides the beating heart, and if you're not immediately noticing the feeling of a beating heart, I can assure you right now it's there. I can assure you it's there right now. Notice, if you can, besides the beating of the heart right now, the only thing that's moving within the body is the abdomen. There is little to no movement right now at the upper chest as you're breathing in and out through the nose. And so as you're breathing now in and out through the nose, ideally with the right palm over the chest, the left palm over the abdomen. Notice now the abdomen or the belly expands out on the inhale. The belly or the abdomen draws up and in on the exhale. Now, everybody processes information just a little bit differently, and that's okay. We're all just a little bit different. There's a lot more that makes us, puts us in common than makes us different, but we're all a little bit of the breath. If the feeling of the breath doesn't seem too easy to stay with, allow yourself to notice the sound of the breath. And if you don't feel as though you're immediately noticing a sound of a breath, you're welcome now to use the power of your creative imagination. What might your breath sound like as the breath comes a little bit longer? Longer on the inhale and longer on the exhale. Might your breath sound like the waves of an ocean? Or a breeze during a warm summer's day? We all process information a little bit differently. So whether your eyes are open or closed, if you process information visually, um, then you're welcome to visualize now or imagine the breath much like a waterfall. And so on the inhale, you're welcome now to imagine or to visualize or to think of the breath as rushing down past the chest and pooling in the abdomen on the inhale, expanding the belly out. And likewise, if you're visual, on the exhale, you're welcome to visualize or imagine or to think about the belly button pulling up and in on the exhale, as though you were attempting to have it touch the spine. Now, we know the belly button's never going to really touch the spine, but that's why it's our imagination. Take 2 more long breaths now while I'm silent. Long inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Last time now. Long inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. All right. Go ahead and relax the hands, relax the arms. Allow yourself to continue to settle into your breath now. As best I can, I attempt with each of these techniques to offer out variations because just as sure as all of us process information a little bit differently, everybody's body is a little bit different as well. And so to the extent that placing a hand on the chest or placing a hand on the chest and a hand on the belly simply isn't an option for whatever reason, that's when I would say really allow yourself to unleash the power of your creative imagination. And that's just another way of me saying, within the context of this last technique, that relaxed heart, still mind technique, to bring more of the awareness or to bring more of the imagination to that heart space, both the physical heart as well as the imagined heart space. And just use the power of your creative imagination to not only see, but to hear and more especially feel the heart experiencing a quality, a greater quality of relaxation. Everybody's a little bit different. So, what does a relaxed heart look like, or sound like, or feel like to you? I guarantee it's going to be a little bit different with each person. And that's really the beauty of a true mindfulness technique and the beauty of a true meditative technique. It's been over 9,000 hours now that I've been sharing out meditative techniques, mindfulness techniques, teaching yoga as well. And one of the first lessons, one of the first mandates that I was given in my training that I'll share with you now is that the role of a teacher, and I can almost see some folks that I've taught watching this smiling now because they're going to finish the phrase before I even say it. In terms of both a physical yoga practice, but more especially in terms of a mindfulness practice and a meditative practice, the role of a teacher is to lead one to their own experience. Right? The role of a teacher is to lead one to their own experience. I'll let you sit with that. All right. Last technique for today. We're going to call it the inner space meditation. It's going to seem a little bit like guided imagery or visualization. Some folks who have worked with me might be slightly familiar with the version of this. If you're not, it's okay. Again, it's a guided meditation. And so, you're certainly welcome if you feel like it's going to allow you a greater sense of focus to either lower the eyelids or to even close the eyes. Now, you're welcome to have the eyes open if you like, if you feel like that's going to allow you a greater sense of safety, a greater sense of control, or a greater sense of focus. Fine. We want to start off allowing ourselves to feel as comfortable as possible, both physically as well as mentally and emotionally. And just so that there are fewer number of surprises, I'm just going to go ahead, as I do with all of these sessions when we do deeper meditations. I'll talk you through the concept up front. So that way there's no presumption or need to presume or fear that anybody's trying to program you, do anything weird, do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Okay. Here's the setup. As we allow ourselves to come into a more physically relaxed position, the invitation is going to be to allow ourselves to imagine or to allow ourselves to observe ourselves as safely floating in outer space. And from there, we're just going to simply observe and explore. We're going to simply observe and explore. And everybody's experience is going to be, again, slightly different. And that's really the point. But the goal is to allow us a deeper sense of mental stillness and a greater sense of both physical and emotional relaxation. Now, if at any point it feels as though the mind is wandering, that's fine. That's fine. There's no judgment or expectation here. You're welcome to use the sound of my voice or my words as an anchor and just allow yourself to come on back. You're welcome to find your breath first and then just come on back to the discipline. All right. So let's find ourselves coming into a more physically relaxed position now. For some, if you're sitting in some kind of a chair, that might mean feet are flat on the floor. And while the back and the neck are straight, we're not trying to hyperextend, but rather just allow yourself to be a little bit more relaxed where you are. Fingers and hands are relaxed. Again, we're not doing anything fancy or special with fingers, nothing fancy or special with hands. Again, eyes can be open, eyes can be closed. I'll be doing this with you. My eyelids are going to be just a bit lowered, and at times they might even be closed. And so as we begin together, let's begin together now with a long inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Again, long inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Begin to settle in now more to your breath, in and out through the nose. Settle more in now with the breath, in and out through the nose. And as you allow yourself now to settle in with the breath, in and out through the nose, you're welcome now to just consider that there's really nowhere else that you need to be other than right here and right now. And so as you allow yourself to just begin to consider that there's really nowhere else that you need to be other than right here and right now, you're welcome right now to simply allow the breath to become a little bit longer. Allow the breath now to become just a little bit longer. Right now, that means just a little bit longer on the inhale and just a little bit longer now on the exhale. And as the breath becomes just a little bit longer now on the inhale and a little bit longer now on the exhale, allow the physical body now to relax just a little bit more now. Allow the physical body to relax just a little bit more now. As the physical body relaxes just a little bit more now, you're welcome now to observe yourself or to imagine yourself now as safely floating in outer space. Allow yourself to observe yourself now, or simply imagine yourself now as safely floating in outer space. And as you observe or imagine yourself now in outer space, take just a few moments now to observe your surroundings. Take just a few moments now to simply observe your surroundings as you safely continue to float in outer space now. Observing the different planets, noticing now their size, noticing their rotation, noticing the distance between the planets, observing sun and moons, observing comets, asteroids, allow yourself now to take in the vastness of outer space. Take in the vastness of outer space. And as you continue now to observe the vastness of outer space, you begin to notice now at the furthest point of your field of vision what appears to be a window. At the furthest point of your field of vision, you begin to observe now what appears to be a window. Knowing that you are completely safe right now. Allow yourself now to begin to move towards that window. Begin to move towards that window now. As you approach that window now, you notice that that window is sized just slightly larger than your physical body. That window is sized just slightly larger than your physical body. Knowing that you are completely safe right now. Simply allow yourself to look through the window. Knowing that you are completely safe right now. Allow yourself to simply look through the window. And as you look through the window now, you're able to observe a completely alternate universe. As you look through the window now, you're able to observe a completely alternate universe. An alternate set of planets. An alternate type of sun and moons. Comets, meteorites all look different here. Knowing that you are completely safe now, allow yourself to safely float through the window and into the alternate universe. Knowing that you are completely safe right now, allow yourself to safely float through the window into the alternate universe now. And as you safely float into that alternate universe now, allow yourself to simply observe and explore, knowing you are completely safe in this alternate universe. Allow yourself now to observe and explore, noticing the size of the planets in this alternate universe, noticing their color, their rotation, and their distance from one another. Observing the alternate sun in this alternate universe, noticing its size, its color. Noticing the alternate moons, comets, asteroids, and meteorites in this alternate universe. Observe and explore. Take in the vastness of space in this alternate universe. Take in the vastness of space in this alternate universe. As you continue to observe this alternate universe, at the furthest point of your field of vision now, you begin to notice what appears to be yet another window. At the furthest point of your field of vision, you begin to observe now what appears to be yet another window. Knowing that you are completely safe right now, allow yourself to begin to move towards that window now. Knowing that you are completely safe, allow yourself to begin to move towards that window now. And as you safely approach this new window, you notice that this new window is sized just larger than your physical body. This new window is sized just larger than your physical body. Knowing that you are completely safe, allow yourself to simply look through this new window now. Simply look through this new window now. As you allow yourself to simply look through this new window now, you observe what appears to be a vast ocean of nothingness. An entire universe of nothingness. No planets, no sun, no moon, no stars. A complete sense of stillness. And so knowing that you are completely safe, allow yourself now to safely float through this new window into this universe of stillness. Simply float into this universe of stillness. No planets, no sun, no moon, no stars in the distance. Complete and total stillness. As you find yourself now safely floating in this ocean of nothingness, in this universe of stillness, allow yourself to observe that all seeming distractions begin to dissolve into nothingness. Thoughts dissolve into the stillness. Emotions dissolve into the stillness and into the nothing. Keep allowing distractions and thoughts to dissolve into nothing. Slowly and safely now, we begin to return back into present time. Right now, that means become more aware of your physical body in space and time, noticing where you're doing this technique now. And so as we slowly and safely begin to come back into present time now, let's do that together with a long inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Begin now to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Let's do that 2 more times. Long inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Rotating the wrists, rotating the ankles. Last time now. Long inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Blink, stretch, look around. Coming back into present time, fully alert, fully awake, fully refreshed, fully present here and now. All right. That was the last technique for today. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you checking us out. One last thing, two last things. One, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe below. And not just subscribe, but make sure you're hitting the alerts button down below as well, so that way you can be notified of more content as we add it. We're scheduling out more content. We're bringing animations back. We're bringing some shorts, some live shorts back. And we want to begin to integrate some question and answer, some Q&A time as well, because this is all about you. We develop these day one live sessions because we want to reinforce that every moment is a new moment. Being in the present, it allows us not just an opportunity to be more grateful that we have that opportunity, but it allows us to be more present to capitalize on that opportunity. That's another way of saying allowing us to be more resourceful instead of being myopically focused on resources, or what we presume are our resources. And so as we help you build up that capacity for resilience, for greater social emotional literacy, for a greater capacity for focus, we want to make sure that whatever queries, whatever concerns, whatever questions you have, that we're there to support you. So shoot us an email, question@healinghouseyoga.com if you have specific questions around the qualities of movements that we've been presenting. If there are specific qualities of movement that you're not seeing right now and you'd like to see them, shoot us that email, question@healinghouseyoga.com. Healinghouseyoga.com is a registered yoga school with Yoga Alliance. We certify people to become yoga teachers, meditation instructors. If you haven't checked out the website, or if you haven't checked out in a while, it's been revamped recently and we're still making some tweaks and upgrades. So check it out, www.healinghouseyoga.com. On the flip side of that, if you're really wanting to drill down on your reflective practice, your mindfulness or meditative technique, reach out to us. Come on. We do individual and small group coaching sessions around meditation and mindfulness. That way we can personalize it for you, for your group, for your organization. Question, that's singular, question@mindfuliconsulting.com. Again, that's question@mindful, letter I, consulting.com. We're updating, revising that website. So just go ahead and shoot us an email first if you have any questions around that. You know, we're also recognized as a continuing education provider for social workers, as well as school administrators. We're working on a couple other things as well to better support those professions that are really dealing with a lot of the stresses and the overwhelm that is occurring, especially with the recent changes that are going on in life right now. Last thought here, you know, anytime we find ourselves in the healing arts, there can be a story, whether we are a teacher, a doctor, a nurse, a social worker, a psychologist, on and on and on. Even the clergy, there can be a particular quality of story that we're supposed to be taking on everybody's stuff and taking on everything. But then where do they go, right? What's the quality of their reflective practice? Who do they listen to? How do they get some downtime? What does that look like? What kind of supports do they have to reach out to? So again, in all of those aspects, you're not alone, right? We're here to support you wherever you are. Even if that's I'm working from home in my vocation, or maybe I've been laid off, etc. Reach out to us with any questions. But in the meantime, we're here for you in the day one sessions. My friends, thank you. See you soon. Be well.